on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. We're going to take a look over at Tesla today. If you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel. Looks like a lot of viewers have not yet joined the Micro Futures Trader YouTube channel. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and you will be notified when we put out these videos. So jumping right into this here, we're going to take a look at a daily chart of Tesla. It has been a little bit since I put out a Tesla video, but things are moving. We're getting up to some interesting areas. Kind of just want to do a quick, or so I think it'll be a quick follow-up here. Really not too much to talk about prior. That's why I put a slight pause to the Tesla videos, but I see a couple things here, so let's see what I can share with you guys. So taking a step back, we had mentioned market obviously has put in a bottom on the 24th of February. Now that is going back a bit, but it is important. And I have mentioned in prior videos that markets will bottom when the fear in the news is at its worst, and markets will top when things are looking good and there is definitely no fear. So quite interesting that the global events were probably at near their worst down in here in February, where markets bottomed. So just something to keep in the back of your mind. At least as of now, we have bottomed. Who knows what the future will bring. So a bottom on the 24th of February came in here for Tesla. We rallied, and then we did a pullback. So this was the important area that we were looking for, and why that was, we were looking for a higher low to be printed, and we got that right here, basically on the 14th and 15th of March. So we had actually thought that the higher low was coming in here on the 8th of February, the 8th of March, excuse me. But that got quickly shut down as we fell further. So basically anywhere in here, we were looking for a higher low, as long as we didn't undercut that low of the, right in here, the 24th of February. So that was a very important area to keep an eye out on, because when you get that higher low, especially in a downtrend, the counter move is usually extremely, extremely strong. And look what has happened here. A massive, massive rally so far for Tesla. That also does two things. We were in a downtrend here for Tesla. Basically lower highs. I mean, you can call this a lower low. Here's another lower high, a lower low. Basically this area here is a lower high, a lower low, and then this move right here, still nothing but a lower high. Where things got interesting, like I was just talking about, is right here when we printed that higher low. So if you were looking at the charts, keeping your head out of the negative news, which in my opinion is at least a good thing to do when it comes to making financial decisions. When we got that higher low, that should have given you a notification should have went off and said, keep an eye on this thing. This thing could be ready to rally. So what happens is you'll get that downward move. Let me clean up the chart here. You'll get this move to the downside, which is looking nothing like it's going to be another lower low. Like there's no reason to think that it wouldn't have been a move like this or like this. So what you'll get is you'll get that move that starts to come down and it stops. It stops before this other major low. So that was a higher low. And in the days to follow, let me actually zoom in here a bit. So in the days to follow, which would be the 15th, the 16th, the the 17th. Those were all days that at least we were watching as, all right, so far the higher low is in. Now it looks like the trend is changing back to the upside. So keep your eye out for a entry into Tesla for a long position for the bulls. So once we got that higher low, we were looking for a higher high. So that would have gave us that confirmation that a new uptrend is unfolding right in front of our eyes. So let me try to find a trend line here, a horizontal line. So basically right in this area, give or take a little bit, we were looking for that higher high. So like I said previously, this was a lower high on the downtrend, but since we printed a higher low, we were looking for basically a break above this area, and we got that right here on the 18th of March. And then to follow, just big up days and so on. So basically, the trend has changed right here on this 18th of March. We got a higher low, or excuse me, a higher high. And we expected, and we talked about it in those videos, go back and watch those videos. We expected much higher prices for Tesla. And obviously looking back, that has played out. So we just looked for a change in trend right here. We got the higher low. And then we watch those days to follow. All of these days right in here. And so far, as those days were trading, this low down in here was still the higher low. And then we said we were looking for a higher high and a close. Well, we got that right here. And we said, all right, all systems go. Looks like this thing is going to make a big old move to the upside. We are quite bullish on Tesla. Of course, not financial advice. Always do your own research. And looks like that has played out so far anyhow. Quite nice. So just a change in trend. So it works to the other side as well. You got a big move to the upside here for Tesla, printed a high, pulled back. Now this right here is nothing but a higher low. So the trend is still intact for Tesla to the upside. It's up in here where you printed a lower high. That is quite concerning, because just like when you print a higher low, that reaction move can be extremely strong. Well, it works on the other end too. When you print a lower high, that move can be quite strong in the other direction. And it was quite a strong downside move. Now, looks like we found a little bit of support here. Not quite down to the 200 day, which is the red line on my chart, but we got a reaction to the upside. Reaction, pullback. So this is a, higher low. And we had a big gap up, but we basically found resistance once again right in here. And party was over for there. The downtrend started to take place. So keep your eye out for those changes in trend, because they can really catch those off guard who are on the wrong side of the trade. So that is what we were looking for stepping back. Now let's take a look kind of more in more recent times here for Tesla. Something of concern for the bulls is we have a gap right here in Tesla, right here. So basically it looks like this high candle was 1040 and this low candle was 1053. So 1040 and 1053. So we have a decent gap there in Tesla. And with price gaps tend to go back and get filled at some point. So there is an open area here in Tesla that there was no price traded. And that is a concern. At some point that will go back and get filled. And all the way down to, looks like this high, I just said that was 1040. So we're at 1145. So a move down to 1040 is quite a move. Who knows when it'll happen, but at some point it should get filled. At least the history on Tesla tells us that. So if you take a look, let's take a step back real quick. Here's a price gap here. You could see where the price closed and opened up 2 different days. There was no traded price. Well, that price gap got filled over in this time frame when the price traded back down to that same area. Let's take another look here. We have that big price gap right in here. Well, a couple days later, what happened? Got a big pullback and it got filled, and that was the party was over for Tesla, at least at that time. So that is something that I'm keeping in the back of my mind, but I'm not going to argue with the charts, and so far they're going higher. But like I said, if a pullback came underway, it'd be normal to see the price basically pull back to this area, perhaps consolidate before moving higher. We will see. Let's take a look at, but like I said, if you were long Tesla from down in these levels, that is not too much of a concern to get a pullback to here. Really not too big of a deal. Let's take a look at something else here. Let's throw some Fibonacci's up on the chart. So we'll just take the all-time high here for Tesla, drag down, then we'll take this move here, which is right around there, and we'll just drag over a little bit. And I also mentioned in a couple videos ago that the move that was taking place in Tesla at the time was finding resistance right here at the 618 fib level. And then we moved up from there. We actually gapped up above that fib level. A lot of strength came into the market, and here we are as well. Looks like we closed above the 786 fib level yesterday. So we are on a straight path all the way up to that all-time high. Looks like that's around that 1243 area up in here. But like I said, keep in mind that there is this open gap down in here, right around the 618 fib level. So that is something of concern for the bulls. Let's take a little bit more of a zoomed out look here for Tesla. And this is where things get quite interesting here. So you could see taking that move there, that swing high that I did over in here, that all-time high down to that recent low in the 24th of February. Check out all of these upper projections for Tesla. You got a 1579, a 2123, 2667, and a $3,000 Tesla. If this market is going to move higher, you can expect Tesla to be at all-time highs and beyond. And you can use these fib levels as overhead price targets for Tesla. Now, it might look like Tesla is going straight up right now, but that is not sustainable. And what I mean by that is you will get a pullback at some point before the price does continue higher, assuming the markets are going to move higher over the coming months and longer. But a pullback to fill this gap would create some fear and be healthy before moving higher again. But will that happen? It all depends on what the big time traders have in mind and have planned. So, and if we want to go even extremely higher for Tesla, we have much higher fib levels. And this is where things get quite interesting and quite crazy. Will this happen? Well, who knows? This will probably take years, if and when. It's pretty hard to believe, but the Fibonacci numbers, you can't argue with them. They are what they are. So you have these crazy fib levels up in here at the 21 and 20 and the 34, excuse me. And look at that. That is a $19,000 Tesla. Do I believe that'll happen? Well, it doesn't really matter what I believe. I'm just showing you what the fib numbers say. Then you have a 21 fib number, which is looks like that is a $12,000 Tesla. Insane. Definitely insane pricing. But just wanted to show you what the fibs say, and the fibs show Tesla moving much higher here, assuming, like I said, the general market continues higher. And you can use these 1618, 2618, 3618, and the 4236. So a couple $1,000 Tesla perhaps in the works, and we are at much lower prices right now, especially those that got in at that higher high down in here. So, all right, everybody, that's my thoughts on Tesla. Like I said, slight concern. There is a gap below the market, but looking forward, you can see the potential here for Tesla using the fibs. Definitely on the super high end, a $3,000 Tesla, and then everything in between. And then there's that crazy, crazy scenario with Tesla being way, way up in there in the multi-$1,000 range. But it all depends on the general markets and what the boys have planned here for our future. So far the bottom's in. I don't think many believe that, but can't argue with the charts. The charts are what the charts are. So go ahead and check out our links down in the video description. Help support the channel. We do actually offer some Patreon trading signals for Tesla. And taking a quick look over here, looks like the CNN Fear and Greed Index sitting at looks like a 52. So basically neutral. Not really too much going on there. Just wanted to share that with you guys, though. Basically sitting neutral. Like I said, consider subscribing to the channel if you have not yet joined. Greatly appreciate it. Looks like a lot of the viewers have not yet subscribed. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts for Tesla down in the comments. I enjoy getting back to all you guys and seeing what everybody else thinks. It's just a day-by-day game here, and if you play it day by day, you stay very in tuned in the market, and before you know it, you can be at much higher prices, but you just take it day by day. So it'll be interesting. Let's see what happens here. We are getting to an interesting point here at all-time highs. Usually there's a reaction. And if the markets are going to move higher, I would not be surprised to see that reaction be a massive breakout to the upside for Tesla. But we got to be careful, because if we get, now I say we, it's not we, it's Tesla. If we get too far away from this 200-day, things cool off quite quick. And you can see that happened over in here. When you get too far away from the 200-day, things cool off, and you have to get back to the 200-day and allow time to catch up to price. So maybe that'll be correlated with a fill of the gap. Time will tell. All right, guys, you have a great Tuesday, the 5th of April, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.